All right, what is up, my brothers? So in this video, I have a sponsored request from a viewer who has an email dialogue for me, along with an attached video of what happened with the breakup with his kid's mom. This is a little bit of a warning because I've talked often about red flags and how incredibly important it is for you guys not to invite crazy into your life. He mentions there's 7 red flags with this one. So this is going to be pretty significant because the video footage that he captured is, well, you're going to see it in a minute. So you guys will be able to judge for yourself. But again, I should probably pop down in the banner over here the link to grab the free red flag chapter. It's from my book, The Unplugged Alpha. If you get on my email list below, you'll be able to download it for free. But again, this one's got 7 red flags and it's pretty bad. So here, let's just hop right into this. I'll throw it up on the screen. Hey, Rich, thanks for doing a good job. You've been doing, helping a lot of men, including me and many more through the internet to understand the game and make better choices in life and how to choose a better mate. I think this video I'm sharing with you now can help a lot of guys prevent this nightmare that I'm happening. He's Spanish, so some of this is going to be a little bit broken. To anyone, again, by learning the red pill, which actually saves lives if you apply it as a lifestyle. I'm also sending this to a few more YouTube. Okay, I'll skip that. English is not my best, and planning to become one. So he says, I'm the guy in the video, and there's a link over here, which I'll show you in a moment. Have been dealing with a situation since March 2019 when I dumped the mother of my kids after finding out she was cheating on me. And I haven't been able to see my 3 kids since then. After being arrested for false allegations for the situation twice, I can't work almost anywhere because of the criminal record, and haven't been able to show the evidence that proves that I'm innocent in court because every time the court set a trial date, her lawyers asked for more time, and the court has allowed this many, many times for 3 years now. And yet family court on the family case for the kids want me to pay for child support knowing that I can't find a job. Mother of the kids receives a free 3-bedroom apartment from the government in Miami for being a domestic violence victim. Over $500 a month for food for single moms. Over $8,000 annually on tax refunds for single moms of 4 kids. Child support, a free lawyer, and everything from the government now. I can't afford even a house. Our lawyer because a mad woman made up a story to the police. Keep in mind, this is in Florida. This is one of the more friendlier states to fathers, okay? They arrest me with no questions and give me no option to go to court to defend myself and everybody. See, what you have to understand when it comes to family law is it's the only area of law where you're presumed guilty and you have to prove yourself innocent. Everywhere else, you're presumed innocent until proven guilty. When it comes to family law, you're proven guilty immediately, especially when there's claims of domestic violence or, she's purportedly scared or the father, might be, purportedly violent. But let's carry on. My kids think that I'm a piece of shizzle who beat women. So he's basically asking me to get this out so people understand that there's consequences to dealing with red flags. Now, there's some follow-up to this, so I'm just going to scroll down and... Okay, so here's the follow email. Sorry, okay, she has 7 big red flags that I spotted over the years, from some of the beginning of the relationship being the most obvious. Number 12 is single mother. She was a 23-year-old hot woman with experience, and I was a 19-year-old horny boy with almost no game knowledge and didn't care about red flags that I saw from the beginning. Starting out with, she was red flag number 12, which was single mom. Number 1, which is daddy issues. Number 3, the unhappy and unlucky. It says here her parents died when she was 16 or 17, and her mother did leave her dad with 4 kids for another man. So mom abandoned? Hang on, I'm confused. Her parents died when she was 16 or 17, and her mother did leave her dad with 4 kids for another man. Okay, so this is while she was still alive. And came back years later with another kid from another man who got dumped for being pregnant, and her stupid father took her back after the other kid. Okay, so really, really messed up childhood. That's why she never respected her father and mother when alive. She didn't have it easy in Honduras, taking care of her 3 younger brothers and her dying mother from cancer after dad was killed by a robber in the streets and her mom died a year later. I didn't know the full story until I got 3 children with her. I suspect, my friend, that you probably knew something was up or there was red flags going up. You just didn't pay attention to them. Because you're generally speaking plugged in and mostly blue pilled. He says after 3 children he figured this out, which I don't believe. I think guys, and if we're being honest, like I've done this too, we love to complicate our lives and justify why. We just look away when we see red flags, especially when we're plugged in. The other 4 red flags spotted over the years after having the 4 kids. She was also poor with money. That's red flag number 6. I can't deny that before our kids, she made more money than me and she supported me a lot. which was a big green flag. She's not a gold digger. Genuine desire. She always wanted to have sex with me and never gave me excuses. But anyways, after 9 years of the relationship, at the end, got her texting with another man and dumped her when he discovered all the details. She denied it from the beginning. Red flag number 7, she is a violent woman, which you're about to see in the video. But later she admitted it and spent the next 1.5 years begging for forgiveness to get back with me. She even told me she didn't care if I was with anybody else after he dumped her, and she wasn't getting anything, but she loved me and wanted me back no matter what. She tried to blackmail me with the kids with criminal cases to get back at her. She was stalking me all the time, calling me, texting me, sending me naked photos of her. Anyway, but when she finds out I stopped with everybody else in town and settled down with one woman, she got crazy. She started treating my new girlfriend and went after her on social media, to messaging my girlfriend's family and friends that she is a garden tool, we'll just use that word, who destroyed her family and has stolen her husband. She took me that if I don't get back to her, she won't see me or the kids till the 18, child support. Anyway, okay, so he hasn't seen his kids in all this time, and he's got 7 red flags listed. All right, so let's just remove this from the screen, and I'm going to put up the video here so you guys can see what's going on. It's in Spanish, but there's subtitles. I'm going to let the audio run because I am going to pause it and add some commentary here. For the Spanish listeners, listen up. For the ones that aren't, you can just read the subtitles. So let's add this to the stream. Okay, and by the way, this is a public video that's on YouTube, so we're not, you know, going outside of anything. He did post a link. It says "Crazy Single Mom in Miami." I'm going to go full screen here so you guys can see a little bit more of this, and you know, you get a little bit more frame around what the hell's going on with this one. So here we go. Let's play this from the beginning. I'm just going to speed it up a little bit so we can rip through it a little bit faster because it's a 12-minute video.
Ya te voy a traer el puto teléfono para acá, por favor, siéntate. Ahí tienes otro teléfono completo, con línea, puedes hacer todo lo que quieras con el teléfono. Ahí tienes el otro. Mira para ahí. Mira para ahí.
She's going into the kitchen now.
Brenda, para. Mátame entonces, mátame. Mátame.
Oh, sorry for the buffering.
Brenda, para.
Now, I don't know if you can see that in her hand, but that's a knife. He kind of slows it down a little bit to highlight.
Mátame. Brenda, para. ¿Qué horario? Ya para. Brenda, para.
What's going on?
¡Para! Ahí lo tienes ya desde hace 2 días. No, si lo quieres quitar el teléfono.
So she swapped out the knife for a slipper there. There was a cut. I'm not sure if she dropped it or if this is another day, but she's wearing the same shirt, so I'm assuming it's the same conflict.
¡Para! Ya para, por favor, Brenda. Brenda, para. Suéltame. Brenda, suéltame. Brenda, suéltame.
I'm just going to pause there for a sec because he's got his hand on her neck. You do not want to put yourself in any kind of compromising position if a woman advances on you violently like this. Essentially, all you're going to do is you're going to take your phone, you point the camera outwards, you hold it up to your chest like this so that it's got the widest angle view possible, or you can hold it like this, obviously, if necessary. But hold it close to your body, and you put your hand out like this, okay, to demonstrate quite clearly that you're on the defensive. You retreat, you know, in the room. I would definitely not advise anybody to touch any of these women, put your hand on them anywhere, because 1, it's recorded, and 2, that could be used against you, of course, because men are considerably bigger and obviously stronger, and they always use that argument within DVs. But that's just like a heads up when it comes to stuff like this with violent women. You never want to mess with these chicks. At the first sign of any kind of violence or any of this sort of behavior, you want to get the hell out. Just next. We are not dealing with that. Unplugged men do not deal with that. He was already in a situation where he's obviously been dealing with it for a few years. He's got kids with her, and she's absolutely losing her mind here in this scene.
Muchacha, estate quieta, va para allá. Suéltame. Brenda, suéltame. Brenda, suéltame. Mira. Si hay, yo no, el teléfono es mío. Brenda, suéltame. No hay teléfono. Suéltame. ¡Ay! Pero... ¡Suéltame! ¿Qué tú te crees? ¿Tú quieres que te revienten?
I don't know if you guys caught that in the subtitle there, but he said, "Do you want me to hit you?" Again, you don't want to say that. In a situation like this, as soon as it escalates, leave the house, record yourself leaving, and then when you're at a safe distance and you've got enough footage of her completely spazzing out, I don't know if you can grab a neighbor's phone or walk over to a neighbor's house, but I would keep trying to record if you possibly can and call the cops as she's advancing on you. Staying in the house, dealing with this, trying to talk through it, it's absolutely pointless. It's not going to serve you.
Brenda, déjame salir, por favor.
Me haces tanto daño si yo no te he hecho nada a ti.
No.
Tú solo inventándote cosas.
Inventándote.
So, I don't know if you guys caught the end of it there, but she said, I haven't done anything to you. You're making this all up. But he said that he caught her texting another guy that she was cheating with. So this is another incident 6 months later.
Brenda, por favor, si acabas de venir con... Brenda, déjalo chiquito. Estoy haciendo
Kids
video
are
para
in
que
this
Brenda hace show aquí.
Tú dices que yo no te dejo ver a los niños.
Déjamelos aquí, acabas de
Que yo
venir.
no te dejo
Oye,
ver a los
cállate, no me
niños
hagas show aquí, mira en la calle gritándome.
Tú dices que yo no te
No
dejo
me
ver
de-
a los niños.
no me
Mira,
hagas
yo
show.
tengo. Yo no
Dale.
te estoy haciendo show, maricón.
Déjamelo
Tú
chiquito.
eres un tremendo perro, maricón.
Mira el
Que
show
no
que está
le
haciendo
das
aquí, mira.
dinero para
Mira,
recibir a
mira
los
el show que me está
niños.
haciendo aquí esta mujer. Mira el show que me viene a hacer esta mujer aquí en casa de mi mamá.
Dices que no te dejo ver a los
Déjame a
niños.
los niños, por
Tú-
favor.
¿Cuántas veces les he dicho que llamen a
Brenda,
su papá?
déjame a los
No
niños
quiere-
aquí.
No quiere que ustedes vengan a ver a su
Brenda, por
novela,
favor, tengo
porque es
visita.
una mujer.
Brenda,
A mí
cállate.
no me importa que tú tengas otra visita.
Déjame a los niños y vete.
No, ¿y por qué? Si tú
Entonces
eres-
dale.
a los niños.
Si te estoy diciendo...
So this class act has 4 kids, 3 with this gentleman, 1 prior to him. I'm assuming the one prior is a lot older because he or she is not in the car. It's just the 3 smaller kids. But she's throwing this temper tantrum at his mom's house in the car in front of them, in front of all the neighbors in broad daylight. Like this is what you deal with when it comes to violent women that have crazy tendencies.
Es otra mujer.
Brenda,
El día de
hace
tu
meses.
cumpleaños, le dije a los niños que te
Brenda,
llamaran
mira todo lo que
y
tú
no
andas
quisiste
hablando delante de los
responder.
niños, por favor.
No quisiste responder.
Brenda, déjame a los chiquitos que hace meses.
Now, this goes on for another approximately 10 minutes of them yelling at each other. He's not yelling that much. He's, for the most part, just trying to calm her down or get her to leave or to leave the kids. And all she's doing is escalating. I'm a poor single mom. You're a piece of garbage. She's calling him disparaging terms in regards to sexual orientation. And this is all in front of the children that this man fathered. I'm pretty sure that some of these 7 red flags that he mentioned early on would have potentially shown up when he was dating her, but this is what's on the other side of crazy. I think he said it was 9 years down the road. 9 years down the road and 3 kids. He's got this banshee yelling at him in front of his neighbors, at his mom's house, in front of his children, calling him everything under the sun. He's trying to be cool and calm about it. He calls the cops on another phone, actually, which is the right move at this point in time. But she's clearly unstable. Now, he mentioned in the email, despite all of her erratic behavior and her violent tendencies, and again, let's just recap. We saw her go to the kitchen, grab a knife. We saw her smacking him with a slipper, and there was a chair that she grabbed, and she picked it up and threw it at him. It doesn't get worse. I mean, like, the only thing that could be worse than that was that he, is potentially stabbed a few times, or she pulls out a gun or something like that. And I'm sure that's not unheard of, because it's pretty easy to get a firearm in the state of Florida. But this is what you can deal with. Like, this is literally what you invite potentially into your life if you allow women with red flags. And again, there's a reason why I included that chapter in my book, is because I don't want guys to make silly mistakes like this by inviting crazy into their life. This is what happens. I'm just going to run this. I'm going to mute it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link to, let me just go full screen there. I'm going to put the link to his video here in the description in case you want to watch it. I'm sure there's some Spanish viewers, or in case you want to read the whole storyline there. But that's essentially what goes on for what is the next 10 odd minutes here of her yelling at him in front of the kids, making him look like a piece of garbage. And where's he at today? Oh, no, sorry, there are 4 kids in that car. So even the firstborn that he didn't father is also in the car. So all 4 of them are in there. She's talking about that he doesn't give them food and that he's a piece of garbage. He doesn't want you to see them. Like, she's basically like yelling at the kids here, and it's just not a good scene. And I have no idea why this is allowed to continue. I mean, if I were to speculate, it all boils down to what, you know, we've coined as the female first primary social order, where men are the disposable sex and women are the protected sex. It's always been that way. I don't see that ever changing. This is the outcome of that. We have a completely erratic woman losing her mind and using children against the father, using the state's financial resources and welfare options to essentially separate the father from his own kids. And it's not right. The reason why he sponsored this video is he wants guys to understand what happens when you invite crazy into your world. So let that be a warning. You know, again, when I say pay attention to red flags, the reason why I included that chapter in my book, The Unplugged Alpha, which is pinned below if you haven't read it or listened to it, it's on Audible, is because I've done years now of consults with men, and I'm going to say about half of the time when I'm talking to guys, it has something to do with conflict in their relationship and a divorce, some kind of custody issue. And these are the recurring red flags that I've seen pop up over the years. I've kept copious notes. I've put them in the chapter for that reason, so you guys can avoid, again, inviting crazy in your life. So if there's something that you want to add to this, or if after you watch this video you want to come back and throw some comments in here for other people, or if you have your own experience that's kind of similar to this, what I'd invite you to do is just, you know, go in the comments below and leave that. And again, you know, throw a thumbs up. You know, we have to get guys to understand the importance and significance of not inviting crazy, because again, she's still going.
Brenda, por favor. Mira, mira al niño bajándose, Brenda.
No se está bajando. Anthony, súbete porque también va a grabar que tú te estás bajando. Para decirle
like, I'm not even going to continue with that because it's absurd that you know this ends up happening, you know, to guys still, but it is what it is. If you guys want to make a request like this, sponsor a video on a topic you want me to hit on, you know, via email, that link to sponsor videos below in request, the link to my book, my community, and a bunch of other stuff. Again, they're all pinned in the top comment. You guys can check those all out. Thanks for sponsoring the video today, my friend. And again, pay attention to red flags, guys. The list is over here. Get on the list. Get clarity on what they are. I mean, even if you don't want to buy the book, fine. You know, at least grab that and read that so you have it clear in your head what you don't want to deal with when it comes to women. We'll see you guys later. Peace out.